Hello, my name is Kashif Coppin. This is
Jeff Rada.
And this is
Stefan Der.
And we're here to talk about IPTV. First thing we're going to talk about is what IPTV is. Internet Protocol Television. And IPTV is the new wave of the future. It's what television is going to be in probably the next couple of years. What IPTV is pretty much sending television through IP packets. The internet pretty much. It's recreating TV to better attain its original goal of two-way communication, since the internet is used for interaction and the TV is better for visual. So if you combine those two, it gives the user more control over what they watch. IPTV is causing more telecommunication firms to pretty much blend and integrate their television package and into internet packages. And the main trouble with this now is the bandwidth. IPTV uses a lot of bandwidth, and as bandwidth capacity increases, IPTV you'll probably see it more and more in the future. One thing that helps minimize the loss and lag relay on most IPTV channels is what they use is fast reroute, link-based fast reroute. And what this does is helps pick up more restoration, and it sends IP information, it transports IP information much faster, minimizes lag time and lost time. So now we're going to go on to how it's used in the business world.
Well, as Kashif said, IPTV has become more and more important in business as time has passed. Interesting thing about IPTV is that the technology has evolved very quickly. Now, a lot of that is based on consumer demand, because most people like watching videos on their computers now. In fact, my brother has gone to the point where he doesn't even have cable anymore. He does everything through either Netflix or Hulu. And demand by consumers has pushed IPTV and the demand for broadband access to the point where the technology is actually viable now. So when you look at IPTV from a business standpoint, the kinds of businesses that can benefit from it the most are, say, hotels, because they can have their own private TV network. All they need is a couple of servers, and they can feed the entire building, and they can save themselves a considerable amount of money because the lines in most cases are already there. Eventually they'll be able to do it wirelessly, but as Kashif said, the bandwidth is the problem right now. Another place that benefits from another business that would benefit from IPTV would be an airport, because at an airport you have people traveling, they have a lot of idle time, they are basically a captive audience, and you can use IPTV to target your broadcast, give them what they want to see, which might be abbreviated news broadcasts, it could be regional advertising. And the other area where it's really helping business right now is through corporate training. Take a company, say IBM, we'll just ballpark, they have 30,000 employees, and they're changing company mission. They can use IPTV to conduct training for the whole company, all at one time, at every single location, potentially globally. Cisco has used it at this point where they take IPTV and they're using equipment that they invented for other people to train new Cisco certified network analysts. So that if you're in Jacksonville, you can go to a dedicated website hosted by Cisco and take the actual Cisco CCNA training. Therefore, they can standardize their training, and they only have to pay somebody to actually conduct the presentation once. So when you look at it from that aspect, as far as supporting strategy, if you're using IPTV to train your whole company, you don't have to pay for travel. You don't have to have junkets to Hartford, Connecticut if you work at an insurance company to go to corporate and get training. Now you have the person at corporate get on a video phone or record it like we're doing this, then you host it on a website and someone in Jacksonville can watch it. The other interesting aspect where it supports business strategy is in agility. And that, for business, means that as customers' needs change, using IPTV, especially with targeted media or targeted ads, you can change your ads almost on the fly. So if today people like blue and tomorrow red is the new blue, you can use IPTV, go in, edit your commercials, and get them right back out to your customers immediately and meet their needs. So now we're going to go to Stefan. Stefan's going to take us home. He's going to talk about the conclusion and a few other aspects of IPTV in business.
Yes, thank you, Jeff. Achieving effective communication and telecommunications and entertainment is a primary goal of a lot of businesses out there. And so what that means for us is that we humans are typically, we like to take up visual cues. On a daily basis, we are surrounded by visual cues. And from my own experience, I can say that when I see something, I tend to remember it more than while I just read. Therefore, humans rely heavily on IPTV can improve those aspects and really help companies, in their advertising efforts. Like Jeff already said, IPTV can be used as a learning tool because of the visual aspects, the entertainment and personalization that goes on with everything that's visual. So as a result, companies can save costs that are associated with travel or setting up expensive seminars for these training programs, because IPTV, you can be in one location and the whole company can view the same material. This material is also going to be secure because the IPTV technology can be set up on a secure business network, so all the data, all the content is secure from theft and outside intruders, so to speak. And like we already mentioned, companies can use IPTV as an internal source of, I'd say making their process more efficient and effective, but also they can use it externally in terms of advertising. If a company can create apps, which most companies are doing now for your iPhone, for your Droids, companies are developing all these apps. If they can develop a component that includes video, that will make them a lot more effective. Also, with the nature of IPTV, since game shows, for example, on television can now be more interactive and personalized, whereas now if you're on a game show and there's a survey question or something like that, you can't really participate unless you get up and pick up the phone. With IPTV, you can directly have this interaction with the television, so to speak, so that you can be actively involved in the process, therefore making the advertising goals a lot more personalized, and a lot of the junk messages simply disappear because companies can focus on the actual target market and leave away all the little subliminal messages. In conclusion, IPTV is going to be the next thing out there. We already see it constantly. You can now stream Netflix from your phone, from an Xbox, from your computer. So and as Jeff already said, his brother doesn't even have a cable connection anymore. So we believe that IPTV can be the next great thing out there. And as we also mentioned, IPTV can be used internally to make your processes more efficient, less costly, and also in terms of marketing, it's a great strategy in order to really focus on your customer base and try to eliminate all these subliminal messages out there and really get to the point.
And here we have an actual Netflix user, somebody that uses IPTV not on a daily basis because we only watch TV Friday through Sunday, but somebody that gets to use it at least 3 days of the week. So do you watch a lot of Netflix, Mr. Rada?
Well, not that much.
Well, when you do watch it, what do you watch?
Phineas and Ferb Across the Second Dimension.
Phineas and Ferb Across the Second Dimension? Really? What else?
Legacy.
Tron Legacy. Anything else? Do you watch Transformers? What about Good Luck Charlie? You watch Good Luck Charlie? And SpongeBob? You don't watch SpongeBob?
Wait, yes, I do.
You do? How old are you?
10.
You're 10. I think your sister's 10. How old are you?
9.
I don't think you're 9 either. How old are you?
8.
Okay, so here we have an actual Netflix user at 8 years old, but only 3 days of the week.
And also, I watch Sonic.
Oh, you watch Sonic. That's right. Well, tell everybody bye because we're done. Say bye.
No!